guys. All right, so today is hopefully a cool day, and I'm not making a mistake by taking this thing out. But I'm gonna take the Supra to the drags here in Colorado. The only time I had it at the drag strip was down in Florida for Adam's open house, and that's when we kind of had the issue with the clutch and everything. And then so basically I got a whole new setup from Collins, and I got it all back in the car. I've been driving around for about 150 miles or so, and everything seems really good. I've put it on the high boost. I haven't launched it yet, but I would really like to go out at essentially my at my home track and see what it'll run here in Colorado. It ran an 1113 at like 135 in Florida, and so we have a little bit thinner air up here, which means less wind resistance, but I mean, it still makes like 30 pounds of boost up here. So I have not washed this thing since we got back from Florida. As you can see, it's got all the bugs and stuff on the front, and then here in the back, it's just kind of dusty. It's kind of dirty, all that type of stuff. I did I bent the crap out of the exhaust. I tried pulling it off by myself, and it fell off the car, and because I wasn't being patient. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash this thing, put another lug nut on it, and then take it out to the drags and see what she'll freaking do. You gonna go watch Daddy drag race today?
Go, go, go!
See Supra? Uh-oh, she's in a trance right now. What'd you see? She's checking out that battery. She's like, that's a weird doorstop.
It's Ty.
Yep, that's Ty. That's Ty. So you guys are probably wondering why I'm not taking the Civic. So we did get a full drag racing setup. Connie sent out some 15 by 9 inch wheels, and I do have these 8.5 wide, 24.5 tall M&H, basically bias ply drag radials or drag slicks, so I really wanted to test those out. I got the right size spacer, extended lug nuts, and all that other stuff, but I actually only found out about this event last night. And right now the Civic is doing something really sketchy with the brakes. It's actually always been like this, but I hit the brakes really, really hard the other day, and the back locked up, not the front. So definitely need to figure that out. And if I'm doing like 100 and some miles an hour, I don't want to have no sketchy trap speed trying to stop and stuff. And the baby and Jamie just went and hunted Easter eggs. And the baby won. So you got all the Easter eggs, right? So it's not too bad. And then me and Ty are gonna go. Me and Ty are gonna go. We're gonna go to drag races. We're gonna see what happens.
What do I do about that?
I don't know. Alright, so don't mind the wind. Well, actually, sorry about the wind because I don't have my little muffs on here. Supra made it out here. Actually, decent amount of people out here. And the built-in race guys are here. Got the Skylark and Salty. just successfully did my first pass here in Colorado with the Supra. It ran a 12.8 at 124. Kind of was having some weird stuff getting off. Well, I just basically need to kind of do the launches a couple times to get the muscle memory out, and then actually kind of ride the clutch out a little bit more to get a better 60 foot to get out of the hole, and probably shift it a little bit better, and we should be doing some cool stuff. I mean, 12.8. I mean, that's not terrible for the first pass really in like a couple months. So yeah, I'm excited to be out here and actually giving it a try. I think they're getting ready to run that Buick over there real quick, so I'm really stoked on that. For my second run, I'm gonna run this guy right here. It's got this Colorado with a small block Chevy in it. Still got leaf spring, but it's kind of like a Ford leaf spring, something like that. It's got a Ford 90, but it sounds pretty good. I don't think it has nitrous on it yet, but I seen him last night at that little car meet, so he's probably gonna rave me, but it's all right. Well, bad news. Clutch pedal is just kind of really soft. I don't know what's up with it. But basically, if I try to put it in gear, you can see it just it ain't working. So I wonder if maybe we like lost some fluid or something like that. So I'm gonna maybe see if I can borrow one of their jacks, jack it up, see if I can see what it's looking like underneath. Working correctly. Do it again a little bit more. Yeah, the clutch looks like it's working, but my the holy shit, like the bell housing is just insanely hot, which tranny's pretty hot too. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I mean, I know, it just won't let me, shift it. And like put it in gear, it just kind of, you guys seen what it did. So I don't know if we're gonna get the trailer and bring it back, or if we'll just try to rev match it on the way home, or maybe if we let it cool off, it'll let us shift it again. But alright, so I'm over here granny shifting it, not double clutching it like I should to get her home. So we're in 5th cruising on the highway. I would shift to 6, but then I'm gonna have to shift back down to some other stuff, and we're doing alright for now. So basically we got really lucky pulling out. So I just kind of rev matched it, popped it in first, kind of hesitated for a minute, it almost died. Turned out this way, then flipped back around, and then like held back at the light, waiting for the light to turn, and then ripped it up to the light as soon as it turned green. Got through it, got on the highway. Now we're here. Let's see if we can get some. Okay, so we're in 3rd. That should be good for getting around this corner. Okay, traffic. Gotta beat traffic. Now we gotta get this line up here. This line up here is gonna get us. Hopefully it doesn't get us, because there's that guy.
Flipping a bitch.
Okay, we're good. Alright, now check out this. David would love this. He loves no clutch. And those are some nice shit. Good thing it's like dual synchro, like CD09 type of stuff. But so we'll probably just leave her in 4th for the rest, and then probably gonna have to push it in the shop maybe. Unless you could get out, do a fire drill. No, but there's the Civic's in the way.
Yeah.
So I think the plan is we're gonna maybe try to grab the Civic, see if the slicks will fit on it real quick, because I have a spacer, because they go till 4, but I have an Easter thing. But I mean, I only ran twice, so I'd really like to see, not really if the Civic can do a really, really fast pass, but if I could get out of the line with it, with the slicks, and kind of get used to the slicks, because I know it ain't gonna let me shift. Silly Supra, huh? Silly Supra, that's what Baby Carson would say. Oh, we made it. All faithful. All reliable. I just got teched again. GTR is pretty cool over there. So we're gonna run the Civic. See how low of a 14-second pass I could get in this thing today with shifting. I'm gonna put on my little helmet cam thing right there, so hopefully you guys can see that it's hopefully not me. It's just that I can't shift this damn thing. Have a chance to put the slicks on either because I couldn't get the wheel studs in.
You can't have the camera there in front of your face.
Really?
No.
Okay, yeah. can't even like see it right here. It just looks like a smudge in your glasses.
It's not it's a safety deal. Oh, one just.
Start doing this when I was like 5. Kind of cool. Second, like 81 miles an hour. Still faster than the Civic and the Supra at 81. So back from the drag strap, it's a couple days later, and it's time to kind of take a look at the Supra transmission and kind of see exactly, something happened with the clutch. I'm not exactly sure. I think I kind of have a little bit of a theory, but we'll just have to kind of take it apart and take a look at it. So I just want to get it apart this week before I run out of town for basically almost a week, and so that way we can almost figure out what exactly happened and get some parts and stuff ordered just in case. Yeah, so we're gonna pull this thing out real quick, and hopefully it's not too damaged, and the clutch and stuff is savable. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I don't know. It was just kind of a weird situation, but we'll pull it out and see if we could give it salvage her. Look at it now. You could the first thing we noticed as soon as we got the tranny cracked off is you could see how blue that is back there. I mean, that thing is just freaking hot. The clutch discs and everything look okay. Can't really like disengage them right now, but yeah, you could see just how blue all that stuff kind of turned this was like a shiny color, and you could almost see like clutch material right there too. Oh, right, yeah. There in that little corner.
Yeah, even right here you see it coming off right there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like a little pixie dust right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and buzz off these little perimeter bolts right there, and then that'll unveil hopefully what we need to see. Alright guys, so what we have here is this is a 7¼ inch twin disc clutch. So this is the same one that I've had in my drift car for like 3 years, and haven't had any issues or anything like that with it. But I think what happened, based upon looking at everything, it looks really hot. Like, look at this. Like, that thing's just freaking purple. And then, so you could see, that doesn't look bad. So this one says engine side, so that That should have went, yeah, that was in there like that. So that goes right there. You can see there's some clutch material kind of right there, where it kind of wiped kind of the disc, and you can see even like right here, see all that stuff? So I think I basically just got it so damn hot I melted it. So then you can see on the back of this one, it has a little bit more on that side of it. A couple little, I guess, kind of gouges and stuff kind of coming out of that. And we'll go ahead and we'll pull this one off, flip that one right there, and then so this is the one that, this is the serious one. So this is the I guess the last disc. You can see those big freaking chunks where it was like I literally melted like the clutch material.
Like fused it.
Yeah, like that. That is it. Freaking melted it off there, and you can see like right here. Look at all that stuff. You know, I mean, I guess I sent it a little bit too hard. So I'm just not sure if, like obviously the twin disc that we had last time, I think something just came loose with it. I don't think anything came loose on this one. I don't think anything was misaligned or anything like that. I think what happened is just this car is just pretty heavy, and you know, that's a pretty small clutch, and I'm making a decent amount of power. I mean, it came out of the hole pretty hard. It was launched about, I think, about 5,000 RPM on the two-step, making like 2 pounds of boost. So in order to kind of get it out of the hole, you basically go full throttle. It goes dun 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 dun. You kind of get on the clutch a little, or let off the clutch a little bit, pull the e-brake and kind of let it load up so that there's like a little bit of tension. So I have like the clutch like almost holding it there just a little bit, just kind of like and then basically as soon as I get out of the hole, I kind of like let off the e-brake and the clutch at the same time, and you kind of like roll out like that, as to try to like kind of load up the car, get it to kind of squat back, and then not just bust the tires loose. So instead of just like dumping the clutch and be like and like nothing on it and going boom, like you'd probably break axles and drive shafts and all that other stuff. Whereas this, we just heated up the clutch like pretty good.
Axle would have been cheaper.
I mean, axles would have probably been cheaper, but I mean, I almost think like we could probably just freaking pick this off and stick it back in there, because I think that, because it actually started moving. Like I could like disengage the clutch kind of and move it in here. So I think if I just take this off, we could like honestly like stick it back in and then just get a new disc like later. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to pull the tranny in here. So yeah, we'll probably just get a new disc, some new discs. I think these things, they barely got, I mean, that's like, they're probably mad, but they'll probably survive. So yeah, I might end up just picking this off and throwing it back in, because it kind of sucks pushing the Supra around. It just looks too pretty to not want to drive it all the time. So yeah, I guess that's probably what we'll do. And you can't even call this like Haggard garage shit, because like none of their cars ever made enough power to do this.
Yours only makes 580.
I mean, it did 135 in the freaking quarter, so it's not bad. Yeah, this one's just a little bit tougher than the other. All right, so I've made an executive decision to send it. And so what I did is I went ahead and I took that thing where it wiped off all the stuff on it, put the disc back on it, put this disc back on it, put this disc back on it, put it back on the thing, and I think it'll actually disengage now. Because what it was doing is it wasn't letting me disengage it, because you know, obviously like that material was making an extra thing. It was basically like, it's like kind of having like a cog in like something and not letting it move, where it needs to be like a slippery surface, and it had where it wouldn't even release it because it was kind of stuck in that groove. So I'm assuming that's why it wouldn't let me release the clutch. And so here we are. I think we'll put this back together and we'll just give it the Cindy send, and I'll work on getting like a little bit better of a clutch setup on this thing, and then take it back to the drags and freaking run a 10. Because I want to run a freaking 10 in this thing. That's the plan. But I think we have some really good news for this thing. We might have a bigger swirly boy, and we might have like a stronger thing on, like connected to the swirly boy, and then a crazier thing on top of it with some bigger in it with a bigger one of these, and then hopefully out the back it'll put a lot more of those. So that's the plan. So this thing's kind of like a temporary fix, but this thing, it's just so heavy. Like, it really is. Like, you would not believe how heavy a Supra is with a 2J and a diff and axles and everything. Just trying to push it around, it's almost heavier than like
3,800 pounds.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
that's
maybe.
what they are. It's
I
like
mean, really,
3,800 pounds.
I think that it just a 7 1/4 inch disc doesn't like launching a 3,800 pound freaking thing at the drag strip, because it ran a 1.8 60 foot on the first thing, and I like kind of killed it. I don't even know what it ran on that second pass where I broke it, but we were running like 1.5 60 foots in Florida when Cletus was driving it. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna send and see how she does. So she's back in action. So hopefully it really. I mean, all the clutch, like everything was releasing just fine. I mean, what else is there to do other than just give her the old send? Like I said, I just don't want to push it. I want to push it around for a little while. So it's going back in. All right, here you go, Blake. Grab this in. I think it feels better than before. It's broken in. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's broken in. Yeah, I don't think we'll be drag racing it anytime soon again.
Yeah, I don't think you should drag race it.
I mean, I think street. I mean, it didn't have any issues on the street. And I was talking to Collins, and he said that that's just a lot of weight and a lot of heat. Kind of being on that two-step, kind of like almost holding it back. Because like you're like kind of slipping it, like giving it some tension, like to let her. And then I don't know. I did kind of run them back and forth. So yeah, I guess that's. Let's go take it for a ride. Hop in.
Sun.
Yeah.